Precious Metal Summit 2022 here in Zurich, and now we want to talk to NovaGold for an update, and Greg Lang, the CEO, is here with us. Hey, good morning, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you, good morning.
Yeah, thank you, and great for taking the time. We just talked about it 3 years ago. We were talking to each other last time in person. Isn't that crazy?
It's amazing. It's good to be out and about again and to see people across the table.
Definitely. It's much better than that Zoom thing. That is for sure.
It is, but it worked when we needed it to.
Yes. NovaGold, very interesting company. I think you guys still have the largest gold project in the world, right?
Yeah, NovaGold, we own half of the Donlin gold project up in Alaska. Our partner is Barrick, one of the largest gold producers out there. You know, Donlin's a large, open pit, high-grade deposit with over 40 million ounces of reserves.
Mm-hmm. And that is really crazy. That's why I assume Mark Bristow from Barrick Gold was keen on it to get it, for sure, because this is exactly the size what this world needs for the next 20 years, right? So this year, I saw you've done a lot of work, first of all, on the drilling. Yeah, I think you spent, what, $38 million altogether? And also you did some work in planning, in, let's say, moving the project forward. Mm-hmm. But let's stick shortly to the drill results. How was that for you this year? What have you achieved?
All right. Well, this year we finished our second major drill program. We had a similar size program in 2021. Mm-hmm. And a lot of this work, I would describe it as confirmatory drilling. You know, our partner, Mark Bristow, is a geologist and very, very detailed in his look at geology. So a lot of the work was really their due diligence because they're new to the project. Mm-hmm. And we've released the results from 2/3 of the program so far this year. We had a release about a month ago, some of the best intercepts anybody has drilled in the business in many years. Wow. You know, we had intercepts of 40 meters of over 30 grams, and really pleasing to see the high-grade structures within the known ore body. Mm-hmm. So right now we're finishing up the assay work. We've got a drill release planned for early in the new year. Mm-hmm. We're updating the model and then moving toward a feasibility study decision update.
Aha, now it's getting interesting. Super. Yeah, because I thought, why should you drill still, or why should you still move on with drilling when you have already almost 40 million ounces? I mean, isn't that enough?
Well, it's certainly enough, but I think the drilling, satisfied Mark's concerns and curiosities on the structural controls, the orientation of the mineralization, and just a real detailed look at the geology. You know, we had several patterns of very tightly spaced holes to validate our geologic modeling, and I'd say we've accomplished everything we set out to do with the drilling.
Super.
And earlier in the new year, we'll be guiding on some of the drilling that we did below the existing ore body. So we're pretty excited with the potential that remains at depth and along strike.
Super. Okay, perfect. So the feasibility is something what you want to do next year, if I got that correct?
That is correct. We'll make the decision to proceed next year as we get the geologic model updated.
How long would that take, the feasibility? I mean, it's such a large project.
It's a big project. The feasibility study, we think it'd take about 18 months, maybe 2 years, depending on the availability of engineering firms. Okay, and it's a fairly expensive undertaking, at least $50-60 million. So we want to be very careful, but we think the markets are good to move forward with the project. Definitely. And NovaGold, we're in great shape financially. We've still got $130 million in the treasury and another 25 coming in next year. So we've got sufficient funds to take us all the way through the feasibility study to a construction decision.
Fantastic. Let's hypothetically say the feasibility runs well, everything is good. What could you imagine might be an investment to build that mine? Just really a guessing. I know forward-looking statement, but are we talking about $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion?
Well, it's more than that. You know, the original estimate to build the mine was about $7 billion. Wow. But our current thinking is to build it in stages, build half now and expand it out of cash flow in the future. So to give you some bookends, probably in the neighborhood of $4 to $5 billion, split between us and Barrick.
Well, that's still a big thing, I would say.
It is a big thing. It would be, I think it's a big thing in the context of the gold mining industry and the copper mining business. It's, they're used to large-scale projects like this. And Donlin is one of the few gold mines out there that has a life measured in decades.
Definitely. What would be a production scenario for you, meaning how many ounces do you think this can produce per year?
Well, the original feasibility study would have made Donlin the largest gold mine in the industry at 1.5 million ounces for the first 5 years. You know, and as we're looking at the smaller project to start with, you know, we think there's an opportunity to enhance the grade, and certainly our drilling this year has shown us that. So it would it wouldn't be 1.5 million ounces a year, but it would be still a very substantial producer, and one of the few with a mine life that extends out decades.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's also something what Barrick needs for the future, right?
Well, all companies do, not just Barrick, but all of the gold companies have the same basic issue. They're depleting their reserves, and there's a lack of new discoveries.
So how does it work? You have a 50-50 joint venture with Barrick, so that means you have to come up then also with your share, or do you plan to say, maybe we let Barrick get 60 or 70%?
Well, it's a true 50-50 joint venture. You know, neither party has rights that the other does not have. And the chairmanship rotates every year between the owners. So we would never do anything that dropped our interest below that of our partners. So we will, it's our intention to maintain a 50% interest.
Fantastic, fully understood. Who else are your shareholders? What is management's skin in the game?
Well, management's skin in the game, our largest shareholder and our chairman, Dr. Kaplan, owns 26%. You know, the management team has steadily increased their ownership over the years and will continue to do so. Your other major shareholders are Fidelity, John Paulson, Exor, First Eagle, blue chip registry. About 2/3 of our outstanding shares are with the top 10 shareholders, and they're long-term, value-oriented investors.
Yeah, and real gold bugs.
And real gold bugs.
Fantastic, super. Greg, thank you very much for the update. We look forward to the updated feasibility for sure. And that's really a project for the next decades. That's what this world needs.
All right, well, thank you.
Super, thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Greg Lang, the CEO of NovaGold. And yeah, you heard it, the things are progressing. Of course, such a large project, you cannot do this within 1 or 2 or 3 years. But with Barrick and 50-50 joint venture here, I think they have the absolutely right partner for that. And yeah, we look forward to the feasibility next year, and we keep you posted. Thanks for watching us. Check out NovaGold. Bye bye from Zurich.